Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 12820 Southwest Grant Avenue here in Tigard. We're located at the rear of the home. We're going through a 4-inch cast iron cleanout, or this has a 3-inch cap on it, but I believe it's 4-inch pipe. We have a downspout that's plugged into it, so we've disconnected that. We're using this as a point of access, but they've used up the cleanout here to do that. All right, and I'll zero out the camera length counter right here at the base of the cleanout. Here we go. Now we just hit the bottom of a little drop there. My camera's having a hard time moving. We're going to try and see if a toilet flush moves the camera at all. Otherwise, it's maybe as far as we get here. And we'll go locate and see where the camera's at. Alrighty, here at about 131 feet out, we've reached the main lateral. I'm going to do locates to verify where the line terminates at, and then we'll let it drain out completely before reeling back. And located the camera head successfully at the main lateral on Southwest Grant. The line goes out the rear of the house, and then comes up the right side up the driveway out to the road. Alright, looks like pretty much all the water's drained out of the line here. I'm going to go and start reeling back. So we have some stuff hanging from the top of the pipe here. Now this is a really hard one. That actually looks like a bunch of cobwebs. It's way too bright white to be roots. Roots are generally a dark brown, black color. That one to me right there is looking more like a bunch of cobwebs or something like that that's hung up. We just don't have a great view up above it. It's just that it's coated in all that. It looks like cobwebs. It's a very, very difficult spot here to see. I'm going to keep on reeling back here. So the only way to really be able to tell, I think I mentioned it before, would be to drain clean the line, do like a jet, remove whatever's there, and then re-scope in a year or so to see if anything has grown back. At this time, I'm not going to recommend any repair, and it's kind of up to you if you want to do a jet and re-scope at some point. At this time, what's there is not affecting the flow in any way. I've seen this a lot where you'll get a big bunch of cobwebs that are spanned across the top of the pipe. Something will kind of knock them loose, and they'll all kind of dangle down and bunch up together. But I can tell you right now that there's no root that's bleached white like that. It looks more like cobwebs there. There's enough of it there that it's possible it could conceal a root. That's why I mention it. And this is an example of what I'm talking about. You can see all those cobwebs up there. Sometimes you can get something that will, and the camera can do it sometimes too, but it'll scrape them off of there and they'll all bunch up to dangling. So. And we're going through a little bit of standing water here. It's very, very minimal. That was just for a short little stretch there. Generally, for a belly to become a problem, you usually need about 5 feet of pipe to have 3/4 to 1 inch of water before you're really going to get any debris buildup. Now the fact that this line drains out this well and is 130 feet long and is this age is actually incredible. Most lines like this have tons of bellies in them and all kinds of stuff going on. another spot here where we have some standing water. So we have a Y connection right here at about 8 feet out. It looks like there was an addition at some point, and that's where it's coming together. We'll test that here in just a second. I just want to get a kind of a measurement on this belly here. So the belly starts basically right after that Y connection there, about 10 feet. Now right here, the water level is getting up to about almost 3/4 of an inch there. Most of the belly, though, is hovering right around 1/4 of an inch, but it's over a fairly long stretch of pipe here. Well, I think it dissipates right after this corner. Yeah, it does. So, anyway, I am going to recommend a correction here to fix this. At this time, I'm not seeing any major debris buildup, but because you've got about 15 feet of pipe here with 1/4 to about 3/4 of an inch of water, I mentioned earlier you need about 5 feet of pipe with 3/4 to 1 inch of water before you're going to get debris buildup. If you have a longer stretch of pipe but less water, it can be still just as significant. So I am going to recommend a repair here to correct this. I'll mark it or map it out with white paint here in the backyard area. It's something that can be lived with, but I do recommend repairing it. It just makes the line, if you accidentally put something down the pipe like paper towels or a big wad of toilet paper, kid put something like that down there, belly like this can be very unforgiving to that kind of stuff. If you're just putting folded toilet paper down the toilet and regular food down the disposal, the belly should not be affecting this line at all. And at this point, that's what it looks like the current people have been doing. It's a very, very clean sewer. But this is one of those spots that it could become troublesome. Alright, located and marked this. It's marked with a white X. It's up close to the little kind of garage shed that's back here. Luckily, it stops right at the where the concrete pad starts. I think this whole belly here is underneath just grass and dirt, thank goodness. And it's only 2 feet deep there, so very easy to get down to. It's not a terribly deep line. And only about 1 feet 7 inches deep here. I'll do one more marking right at the start of the belly here. There'll be an X at either end and just a line in between showing the direction the pipe runs. I've got the belly mapped out here. We're going to do a test from the addition just to see that water come shooting through here so we can confirm that's what this Y connection here is. I'm going to push just past it and we'll have them do a toilet flush or run some water. Okay, we're flushing a toilet in the addition. And I can hear the flush echo up through the clean out here, so I can tell they're connected that way as well. And there's the flush. And we should see all the water cut out right when we go past the Y here. Oh, we also have a dishwasher running. That's why that's what that water is there for. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and reel the camera all the way out of the line here. Recommended the belly be repaired. Aside from that, the rest of the line's in good shape. And currently, as there's no debris buildup in the line is functioning at this time. It's just being hindered by that belly. So, if a repair is done, I recommend doing a rescope to make sure the repair work looks good. Now right here is where the belly starts at. There's these pavers in the backyard, and then it extends out right over there, and it stopped literally where the concrete pad is at, just before that door there on the shed.